It's my pleasure to welcome you all for the second Sri Lanka Broadband Forum. I'm very happy to see you all today. The distinguished guests from the Chinese Embassy, top-level representatives from ministries, regulatory authorities, telecom operators, and ICT industry companies. The Internet had transformed nearly in every sector of our global society: education, employment, commerce, and government. However, more than 60% of our global population still remains offline. If nothing is done to remove the deterrence to Internet adoption, little will change, and more than 4 billion people may be left behind as the pace of change in knowledge economy continues to accelerate. Furthermore, the development of ICT technologies and the increasing spread of broadband infrastructure have become the core of economic competencies, critical for national competitiveness across the world, which is supported by the ITU research, that an additional 20% of the investment in ICT adds 1% to a country's GDP in increasing broadband penetration by 10%, drives a 1.38 increase in GDP, also includes a positive effect on employment, productivity, innovation, and so forth. I'm sure before me, many people on speeches would have gone on to say about these numbers and statistics, which is very normal. Wherever I go to a broadband forum, these numbers, these statistics have been spoken. But just let's put it into perspective. Let's think about it in our own day-to-day lives. How much is life redefined? I've recently met my ICTA new addition to our team, Mr. Indika, and I asked him, there's a big story that's going on saying computer, it's our competencies, but what do you say, has gone down. How is it when we are talking about digitization, how does that happen? But it's because the mobile penetration and the broadband penetration has been increased, or the mobile penetration is absolutely increased. People are more using on tablets, and they are going onto the internet, or they are surfing the internet through their mobiles and the tablets. Even though the literal computer at home or a laptop have been not used, more people, I hardly opened up my laptop, or I hardly go into the desktop in my computer, even in office. I rather 100% use my mobile phone or the mobile device. I would not be able to live without it. That's how the trend has changed. People are more on the net. In Sri Lanka, the mobile penetration has risen from 96% in 2012 to 126 in 2017. In the last 3 years in particular, you have seen a very strong growth. Also in Sri Lanka has seen a very strong increase in mobile broadband penetration over the past 5 years, with the market penetration increasing from 8% in 2012 to 21% in 2017. To further boost the broadband penetration in the country's 10% telecommunication levy imposed on data was removed on the 1st of September 2017. Thank God for that. Because if not for that, I've been very criticized that we were talking about digitization but we couldn't even put a telecom levy down. Fortunately for us, we were able to get that down when the new finance minister took into office, and we were able to convince him to get it down. And I hope that there will be benefits in the industry as well as to the people who are more using it. In order to improve the level of digitization in Sri Lanka, we published a roadmap in 2015 to 2020 to improve the digital infrastructure for facilitating the enhancement of digital ecosystem, including the utilize the ICT of improving the governance, enhance the ICT policies, legislations and standards, to improve the use of ICT applications in key sectors, improve citizens' engagement, participation in ICT-enabled societies, facilitation of ICT industry development, facilitate trade and business sectors through ICT. We are pursuing these priorities on the background of the 4th industrial revolution. As I said before, fundamentally, changing the way we live, conduct business of how we interact with people. It offers potential great benefits for those who participate in it, but widens the divide to be excluded. We are embracing this revolution as to propel us to be globally competitive. Broadband as a foundation of ICT applications and services is what we are focusing on. Therefore, we hosted the first broadband forum last year to facilitate the development of broadband. We redefined the broadband speed and quality and reached the conclusion that it was time to develop fast and high quality fixed broadband. Now 1 year later, I'm happy to see hundreds and thousands of fixed broadband users, but still not enough. I keep saying that to SLT all the time. For SLT Digital Vision, most Sri Lankan people are still unconnected. However, we are facing huge challenge to speed up the broadband development. After a lot of practice of fiber deploying, we find that the civil work is key, which takes long time and costs much. How to bring the civil work cost and time will greatly speed up the pace of development. Today we are having the second broadband forum is to find solutions to save cost and time of broadband deployment. From other countries' regulatory cases, we found that fiscal infrastructure sharing from utilities would reduce civil work of telecom operators and avoid duplication of infrastructure like ducts and poles. And I'm happy to hear that some organizations have taken some steps forward. CEB, which is an electricity company, lays some dark fiber when they build power lines and working on sharing poles to operators. I encourage all these kind of industrial corporations call on more organizations like building electricity road, railway to sharing your infrastructure in broadband development. I think this is a conversation we have been having through the last year, and it was in the budget to have an infrastructure sharing company to be brought under our ministry, and we're working on it. And I think today at this broadband forum, it will be an ideal opportunity for us to engage on a conversation in such a forum to see a way how we can move forward. The Telecommunication and Digital Infrastructure Ministry is not a very vendor-locked ministry. We are very open. We look at a lot of positive ways how we can move forward on the development of the country. And I think where we are sitting at, we sit with the future. This ministry has immense potential to move forward, and I think we have been sitting in this ministry for 2 years. It's the ideal time for us to move forward and fast. And network sharing, and just like it said, we do not want to have duplication when we want to lay the fiber. We would want to look at options of how we can share our networks, how we can share the networks and just deploy the last mile. We want more connections on fiber, connectivity at home, where people will have much more faster connectivity. The future will be redefined. That's the future that we want every Sri Lankan to have cheap but quality, faster internet in every house. That would be an ultimate dream. Even before 2020, if we could achieve that, every house to have that, every young generation child to have that quality internet in their household, I think we are definitely on the right track to build Sri Lanka into one of the best countries in the region. Hence, this forum is also focusing on sharing and sharing your ideas on infrastructure sharing. I urge you all to feel free to share everything you deem pertinent to this forum. And we have provided this stimulated discussion as such, as it's an opportunity to inform you our vision and approach. I therefore enjoining you to approach the discussion at this forum with a sense of shared responsibility. This is our duty to this future generations of Sri Lanka. I hereby invite you, joining me to make Sri Lanka a digitally connected nation. I commend you all for being a part of this defining moment. I once again wholeheartedly thank Huawei, who has been a driving force with us for the last year, and this has been the second year. And I know they have been supporting a lot of initiatives of what we want to do. They've been even supporting a lot of youth in Sri Lanka with a program called Seeds to the Future, taking a lot of youths to China, showing them what is possible for them to do with future innovations. They take young youths from the universities. There are a lot of initiatives that keeps happening, and we encourage all the private sector also to please be a part of it, engage with us. A ministry like us needs a lot of support from the corporate sector to engage with us to make sure that we are able to make the general population understand what digitization could do to the country. So once again, I thank you for being a part, and I encourage you all to make maximum use of this broadband forum, and let's make Sri Lanka digitally connect. And thank you all for having me. Have a good day. Thank you.